feel like there's more fruitful questions that could be asked to me.
Dang. Y'all like this question.
I think when you have somebody of a certain like intellect and knowledge and achievement, it's like you could really get game. It's a waste of a question. I mean, it's a question, but it's like
Spitfire round.
Okay.
P.O.P. all the time.
What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel, man. Listen, I just wanted to talk real quick about LaRussell, right? Everybody knows, if you don't know, I mean, I could say if you don't know, because some people just don't. But LaRussell is one of those artists that is a lot different from the artists that you expect. LaRussell is an artist with a craft that I have learned to respect. And I've covered a couple of times on this channel, man. I think LaRussell's music is refreshing. I think he makes music with substance. His content is crafted with purpose to me. And you know, something in the interview happened that I think is important to point out, because it kind of shows where music has gone and how coverage of music has been kind of shaped throughout the years. A lot of things that people ask aren't about music. They aren't about insight of what it took to create certain things, you know, how you approach your hustle. There's a lot of platforms out here who just ask some very outlandish questions. And listen, man, I know that everybody is fighting the algorithm. I know everybody is just trying to get views on whatever their platform is. And I get it, man. Sometimes you can fall into the trap of doing something that you feel like is gonna get clicked. And it's not really 100% the fault of the people asking the questions. It's just what they see people respond to. So in turn, they feel like they have to throw something in there like that. So I wanna let y'all check out this video. We're gonna check it out in full and then we'll talk about it. And it's LaRussell and a podcaster, Shirley Joe. Now, I don't know if Shirley Joe is the one asking these questions. I'm assuming because it's her podcast, but here it goes.
Favorite sex position?
Oh my God.
Don't get shy on me now, LaRussell.
I just feel like there's more fruitful questions that could be asked to me.
Dang. Y'all like this question.
I think when you have somebody of a certain like intellect and knowledge and achievement, it's like you could really get game. And asking them how they like to fuck is just like, it's a waste of a question. I mean, it's a question, but it's like
Spitfire round.
Okay.
And sometimes I really just be wanting to know motherfuckers' favorite position.
Why though? Or am I gonna say it and you like fuck me like that right now?
No.
Exactly.
No, I think it's interesting to hear people's perspective, and I do think sex is beautiful. Like, why not normalize it?
I think so too, but I think if I went to your house and met your parents and I'm talking to your dad and I'm like, hey, what's your favorite sex position? You'd be like, what's up with you, right?
Yeah.
I'm no different. It's like, why?
Hey, no lies being told right now so far. I mean, hey, look, man, you gotta be on these platforms and you have to teach people how to treat you. I think that's the #1 lesson in this. And in life, you gotta teach people how to treat you. The respect you want, you gotta get it. And sometimes it takes pushing back on the way people perceive that they can treat you. And you gotta push back on that shit and show people, nah, get a little more deeper than that. And I think this is how you do it.
Someone get my back on this?
No, they don't have your back. They're like, nigga, we feel the same way.
Nah.
They don't want to know my favorite sex position.
All right, I should have crossed that one out for you. My bad.
When the last time you sucked dick?
Oh my God.
That's like shit. Like, you feel me? It's like, why?
This is a terrible segue, but pretend, scratch, rewind. What do you want your legacy to be? I
want my legacy to be me just fucking bitches and missionary as much as I can.
Coochie
Like
was your favorite snack.
That's my
You opened the portal first.
Nah.
Yes, you did.
Thank you for tuning in to Shirley's Temple, where we talk about sex, and sex, and more sex, and we ask innovative artists what they like about sex and how much sex they can have and just sexing it up. You know, if you want to know about some sex, come on down to Shirley's Temple, where we're fucking in that temple. That's the only temple you can walk into, and we fucking. It's just sex in there. It should be Sex's Temple. Shirley's Sex Temple. Come on down to Shirley's.
Yo, shout out to LaRussell, man. I'm gonna say this though. I don't know much about this podcast, but one thing that has to be pointed out in their defense, if it is known that they ask questions like this, you gotta know what you're expecting when you get there. So if this is something that she normally does, I understand. But I think a lot of people also go on podcasts that they're not super familiar with, and that's okay. You still have the opportunity to teach people like how to speak to you, what kind of questions they can ask you. And I know a lot of people don't like people who go on shows and say, you can't ask me this and you can't ask me that. But I feel like in entertainment, you got to create boundaries, man, because some of these people can ask real personal questions and you don't got to answer everything. Even though you are a celebrity, even though you're out there, your life doesn't have to be 100% given to the people. That's how I look at it, man. I mean, me as a creator on here, I don't give my life 100% to the people because I know there's some nefarious people out there. I know there's people out there who don't give a shit about me. There's people out there who probably watch me, but beyond that, they don't give a shit about me. There's people out there who hate watch.
They hate me.
Who really don't give a shit about me. You know, it just is what it is. We live in a world where people either hide their emotions or they pretend or they show it to you, man. But at the end of the day, like, not everybody's gonna like you. Not everybody has good intentions. So why put yourself out there like that to everyone without knowing who you're giving it to, especially when there are people out there who hate you, who you know nothing about. So, you know, I get it. He pushed back on the question, which I think if he did, it should be done in his own right. You know, I ain't mad at him for doing it. But I will say, if he did answer a question about his favorite snack and he said coochie was his favorite snack, all right, LaRussell, you did kind of open that portal. I'm just saying it like that.
Just
You
I
said
can.
coochie
Like,
was your favorite snack.
That's my, yeah.
You opened the portal first.
Nah.
Yes, you did.
Listen, we keep it real over here, man. If that's what he said, you did kind of open that portal a little bit. But I don't know. I don't know if that was a previous question or not. So I said, nigga, just say you like back shots and keep it pushing. And I get it, man. You can't just answer the question, but maybe he just doesn't want to, you know? He said, hold up, man. If he brought up coochie as his favorite snack first, he was all the way, see, that's what I was saying. He was all the way wrong for flipping out. Picking and choosing when to have some decorum, kind of lame. I don't know if that was a question before, but if he did, I agree. He did kind of open that up. Look, he said, look at all the people in the comment that's like, man, just answer the question. Basically saying, dumb yourself down so we can continue being looked at like the opposite of the person with a certain level of intellect. So what? You're an accomplished artist with immaculate talent. Don't be weird just to be like everybody else. Just give some silly microwave answers. Don't try to get your point across. Black man, just do what this little lady says. So shout out to LaRussell, everybody else that's not with all the nowadays dumb shit. I feel like a lot of times it is, you know, people just chasing the algorithm. I mean, when you got in this world of content, man, you chase the algorithm every day. And even if you don't chase it, you got to fight that bitch at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is a constant battle because you can do everything the right way. You can do everything with integrity. You can sit here and just, you know, say, I got more respect for myself than to do this or talk about that. At the end of the day, if you don't get rewarded for it, you got to stick with that, man. It's very enticing for people to chase, you know, what they think people want to see. You know, when people say, why you don't talk about this and don't talk about that, I have the same answer for them. My answer is always, I'm going to talk about what the fuck I want to talk about. That's the point. Like, for me, this is more than just a thing to do. To me, I have fun with this, and that's the reason why I continue to do this. It's very hard to create content. It's very hard to, you know, constantly battle YouTube and, you know, their guidelines. This is why, you know, I appreciate people that support the channel to keep this going, and I appreciate the people that understand. But there's also a handful of people out there who don't, who feel like you need to talk about everything they want you to talk about. And the minute you do something that they don't like, guess what? They gone. Those kind of people, you don't want those kind of people even trying to support you. You know, the fickle fly-by-night kind of people, you don't want those kind of people, man. And this is why I appreciate the people that I have built relationships with on the Discord, that I trust, that, you know, that follow me. And this is why I value their opinions. Just is what it is, man. But this, don't be weird just like everybody else. I mean, that's subjective, man. And I think some people are just doing what they need to do, and they're doing what their audience asks. So I just feel like there could be more fruitful question to be, why you had to spell ass like, come on, man.
Get out of my goddamn classroom!
Finally, someone pushes back on the 50 IQ content garbage being pushed out. See, I'm telling you, man, it's good pushback. And it's not to say you can't ask like fun, racy questions, but I think it's a case-by-case thing, man. It just don't apply to everybody. Like, you wouldn't ask Barack Obama on an interview, what's your favorite sex position? I'm just saying. I'm not saying LaRussell is Barack Obama, but I'm just trying to make an example here. If she was sitting interviewing Barack Obama, she would not ask that question. Even if it wasn't somebody as big as Barack Obama. You're not asking a music executive what's his favorite position. I mean, even a better example, you're probably not asking Mos Def what's his favorite position. You know what I mean? It's just not something that I think you would do. So, again, I think it's fun, but hey, some people ain't with it. With his reaction, he should have just replied the bottom.
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
You see, I play too much, man. And they're not used to intelligent black men. I blame the culture for not having more intelligent black men who refuse to allow people to see us just as entertainers and someone's sword and shield. He's a dope artist, and it sucks he's treated like the rest because the rest are so pathetic. Again, I think LaRussell got his own way of doing things. I don't think that we should look at it as anybody else who answers that question or answers that kind of question is not intelligent or isn't a dope artist. I just think at the end of the day, you have to set the standard on how people treat you. In these interviews, in these podcasts, you gotta set the standards on the questions that they ask you. And this right here is setting the standard. If that's what you don't like, you don't like it. But it's not to say that somebody that answers the question is a dumbass or, you know, is not intelligent. It's just what you prefer not to answer in the lane you prefer not to go down. And that's just how I see it, man. But LaRussell, amazing artist. If you haven't checked out LaRussell or don't know anything about LaRussell at this point, I suggest you check him out. He has some dope ideas, got some dope ways to promote. I think honestly, his content creation, his advertising, marketing strategies are A1 for an independent artist. I think he's killing the independent game. And I'm gonna definitely check out the full interview after this video. Man, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. I think it's a good discussion. Let me know. It's your boy Goods, BigZoeTV. Let's go.
Fun to do bad things.
Take off the sweat, now take off the dope, take off the broken bag.